Hey guys, I am so sorry for that delay. Shoot, if I knew it was going to be till 6:30, I would have just made it a 6:30 login. Extenuating circumstances beyond my control. I really do apologize about that. So I did get a donation. Let's see. I think it was Jenna. Jenna donated for charms and a BOGO. We are going to start our round with the free list. All right, guys. Hopefully you can see that okay. So you guys can go ahead and post your questions. Jennifer's donating too. Yay! I love doing readings for you guys. It's a lot of fun. Hi, Rashima. Okay, so Jenna donated, and then I think we got another donation from Jennifer. Remember, guys, it's 15 for the BOGO or 20 for the charms, okay? Oh, I also have a donation from Beauty. Beauty came in just before Jennifer. So Jenna is on first, then we have Beauty, then we have Jennifer. If you guys want the charms added, it's $5 extra. Just an offer. You don't have to do that or not. You don't have to. Okay. All right. I think that confirmed everybody else. If anyone else donated, please let me know. Thank you, Beauty. All right. So Alicia says, "Hey Luna, is Uzair obsessed with me or obsessing over me?" Please show me a yeah. Ooh. Yes, ma'am. Obsession is not healthy, okay? So we don't necessarily want this vibration. However, they are heavily thinking about you, I would say, to the point of obsession. All right, we have Rashima. Will abundance come to me soon? For Rashima. Will abundance come to Rashima soon? Yes, Ten of Pentacles. This is actually a very good card to have for abundance because it means you're going to be set up for the rest of your life. Beauty wants to know about a tummy tuck. You're welcome, Alicia. Will I get my tummy tuck in 2023? Please show me a yes or a no for Beauty. Please show me a yes or a no. Okay, so this is a yes card for me, Beauty. King of Cups. You're welcome, Rashima. Yes, I thought 888 was a good number to do tonight because I think we're all in that mindset of wanting abundance in all forms: health, love, money. Jenna says, "Is Brandon my future husband?" Please show me a yes or a no for Jenna. Is Brandon Jenna's future husband? Ooh, yes, 10 of Cups. That's beautiful. Jennifer. Will I meet my financial goals by the end of the year? Please show me a yes or a no for Jennifer. Jennifer has some financial goals. Ooh, I am getting a no, Jennifer. There is some type of money. Ooh, and then also Ace of Pentacles. There is something coming to you. I think what it is the timing that you've got before the end of the year, because you have something in the works financially. Some good gust of money is coming your way, but I think the reason I'm getting a no is because maybe the timing there. So I'm gonna go with a no, but I don't think that it's a no to everything. You're welcome. All right, so while we wait for it to do some more yes or no questions, we'll go ahead and start prepping for the donations. You're welcome, Jennifer. So Jenna, if you want to go ahead and post your question, you can. If you know what they both are, you can post both at the same time. Anybody else who's in here that would like a yes or no question answered, if you have not asked already, make sure you post it in the chat along with the correct keyword or emoji. You have your choice of what you type in. If you all would like to donate, I have already gotten 3 donations, but I have 7 more spots. It's $15 for 2 questions. You get to ask a BOGO, so like a second question for free for the price of 1. Or you can do $20 total for 2 questions and charms added into your reading. Nyla is here. Is LS thinking of me? Is LS thinking of me? This is for Nyla. Please show me a yes or ooh. So we're gonna take the one that's flipped over, not the one that was flipped like down, face down. But this is a maybe, Nyla. I feel like it's not a maybe they're thinking about you, because they are. It's just an on and off kind of thing. It's not like they're very deep in thought. It's just you do cross their mind, and probably more frequently than they would probably like. But I don't feel like they really go deep diving into thought about you or like daydreaming or anything like that. I think it is just like they've thought of you in passing. Almost in a way they're trying to keep their mind off of you. Pragati, hello. How are you? You're welcome, Nyla. Yes, in the future, the Fool. There's a cycle ending between you guys right now, so I think it is going to feel a bit different, but you will have that opportunity. Good. I'm doing well today. I just came back from a baby shower of a longtime friend. It was a good time. So now I'm just like, I've got some time. Why not stream? You guys haven't seen me in a couple of days. Okay, Mindy says, will I get a stable job next year? Please tell me a yes or a no for Mindy. Okay. I still feel like things are lying a bit dormant right now. We have the Eight of Swords and the Hermit. Are you being very proactive, Mindy? Are you actively applying to jobs? Are you doing that here and there, but not very consistently? Because there's something here that talks about there's something to do with you, something that you need to be doing more consistently or more of, or maybe your mentality holding you back. So just try really hard to be more consistent, put yourself out there a little bit more, and then I think that you will get what you're looking for. You're welcome. All right, so 5 minutes on the clock. Jenna, are you in here? This ring, I swear it's like the perfect size, but I think it might be a little too big. It's just constantly twirling. It fits this finger just fine. I think I need to get it resized. So don't mind me if you see me constantly fidgeting with it. I'm still not used to it. Oh my gosh. Karen 22 is here. Does my person love me? So Karen is thinking of someone in mind. Spirit, please let us know if this person loves Karen. Please show me a yes or a no. Are we at the love stage? Okay, I feel like I am getting a yes here. Your person does. And I feel like with this card showing up, it's like a very long-term thing. So it's like maybe this is something that is going to take a while for you to know, or something that's not going to pop up right away. You could feel like it's taking a while for things to kind of get going. But the great thing about this card is that it does mean that it's likely that you guys will be together for a long time. It just may take a little bit to get there. But I do feel like in their own way, they do love you. Will I continue building a stable relationship with my current partner? Will I continue building a stable relationship with my current partner? Please show me a yes or a no for Jessica. Yes or a no for Jessica. Ooh. And the Three of Swords? Jessica, you might need a reading. 10 of Swords talks about endings or feeling betrayed or defeated in some way. Like, doesn't mean that someone's going to betray you, but it could mean that you feel a bit weighed down or tied down from the situation. Maybe you feel like you don't see a future here, or you are uncertain about a future here. Do you guys have a history with one another? Three of Swords talks about maybe feeling like you need to overcome a challenge here with the Seven of Wands, and you felt pain from this person, or maybe you felt pain in the past and you feel like you are just trying to figure out how to navigate through this relationship. That's interesting. You might need a reading. If any of that resonated for you, I would highly suggest donating to me. Hey, Jenna. No, you're good, girl. You can go ahead and post your question. If you know what they both are, you can post them at the same time or one by one, either way. We only have about a minute left on the clock, so I'm going to go ahead and get prepped for your reading. Anybody who is new here and you haven't had a chance to talk in the chat yet, I will still answer a yes or no question for you because you're a new subscriber, but it will have to be in between donations. Hey, Becca. All right, so Becca says, is my child's father saying mean things? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear this, girl. Is my child's father saying mean things to me on purpose? Please show me a yes or a no for Becca. I feel like he's hurt or something. The world is a yes card, flat out yes or no. The world is a yes. But it also talks about endings or closure or something like that. And for whatever reason, I'm feeling like disappointment. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I am getting a yes. All right, so Jenna is next on the donation list. She's first up. 1 minute barely made it. No, you're good. I'm sure I would have answered it either way because you donate all the time. I feel like if people donate all the time, like I'm gonna answer their question. Okay. Oh, I missed something here. Okay, that is Jenna. That is awkward. That is really uncomfy to me. I don't like it. I'm just gonna put it out there. I do not like this. I don't feel like there should be that much interest or that much intrigue into someone outside of you personally. Okay, so what is your question? What can I answer for you, or what can I look into for you? Okay. Should I have anything to worry about with him and Evelyn? Please, Spirit, please let us know. Okay, I'm sorry, Jenna, but it's not her place to be okay with you being present. That's your job. That's your place to say you're okay with it. It's not her place. She's not the one dating him. Like, you should not be feeling like a third wheel in your own relationship. She just sent you a text. Okay, so she said, thank you for your honesty about your fears because past wounds are hard to overcome, especially when they're so fresh. So I understand where the panic comes from. Something I found reassuring in my spiritual journey where I've received many readings. It's basically I asked a random yes or no earlier if I had to worry about them, and she got. So your friend Rachel is a tarot reader, and you were asking about Evelyn and Brandon. Not solidified or truth, yes, it may show a possibility, kind of like a path of many on choose your own adventure, but we are in control of our fate and can entirely sway to another future, and I hope there's some reassurance to hearing this with. I don't want to invalidate the fear from hearing the reading. Hey, Benjamin, but I also don't want you to remain fearful. Oh, your friend Evelyn is a tarot reader. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Rachel's just a friend. Okay. Okay. I would agree with what Evelyn has to say for sure, but she's not saying that she would only ever choose the path that is trustworthy. She's never said she never said like, wait, and Brandon and Evelyn wanted to come to it. I don't know. This is shady. I'm just going to say it's shady. The moon is here, which talks about hidden things that are, not talked about or not known or not made known to you. I really am not trying to freak you out, so I'll see if there's any assurance I can find in this reading. But I am going to say that your friend Evelyn is not trying to give you any guarantees. She's like, well, if I want to, I could, but that doesn't mean I'm going to. Like, that's how I hear that, what she said. And I think that that's kind of messed up. I will say that there is intrigue on both parties. However, I feel like Brandon is trustworthy. I truthfully don't know about Evelyn. I feel like Evelyn probably thinks that if she has a connection with him, then it's meant to be, and that she should pursue that. I do not trust her entirely. I will say that. Hey, I speak. How are you? I do feel like because both of them are trying to say, I understand, Jenna, how you feel, but I still want Brandon to come, or I still want Evelyn to come. I think that's odd, and I think anybody in this chat would agree with me. I don't feel like you should ever feel like a third wheel in your relationship. It's just all very uncomfortable. As far as do you have anything to worry about, I think it honestly has to do with their actions specifically. It only takes one person to put their foot down and say, no, I won't do this to my friend, or no, I won't do this to my girlfriend. Hey, I'm doing well, very well today. Thank you. I hope you're doing good too. Did you see JP? I don't feel good. We just celebrated our 4th anniversary today too. Yeah. Not getting good vibes. I feel like Brandon, I trust Brandon more in this situation, to be completely honest. Well, what is the photo shoots even about? Like, why is this necessary for the two of them to go to a photo shoot together? I don't get it. Exactly. So Brandon, I definitely feel like I trust Brandon more in this situation, but I'm not liking Evelyn's vibe. I feel like almost she feels like she has an upper hand on you, that she's open to any possibility, and I just don't feel like that's necessarily a good thing. Brandon's a photographer and he just does that with all my friends, but Evelyn doesn't. Oh, so she's gonna be the subject of, or the castle's gonna be the subject of the photo shoot. It's not necessary for them to be alone together. I'm sorry. But the other part of that and why I trust Brandon over Evelyn is because Brandon's the professional in that situation. So for Evelyn to just be like, "Oh, I was hoping it would just be the two of us," or I was expecting it to just be the two of us. I'm sorry. Like he's the professional in that situation, so I feel like he's probably does a lot of photo shoots alone, but there's no reason for her to not want you there. So I feel like she's open to the possibility because the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on to something or holding on to an idea, and the Star talks about having hope or having a sense of renewal. And I feel like she's holding on to the idea that this could be something. I feel like when you have the Star in a reading, it talks about maybe some type of wish that you want to make. I don't think it will be fulfilled because the Nine of Cups is here, which is why I feel like Brandon is going to put his foot down, and he's going to be professional and he's going to be trustworthy. But I'm just saying, like, if he gave her the green light, I think that she would totally be open to it. Like, I just don't. I'm not liking the way she's responding to you. I'm not liking the shadiness of this reading with the moon. Um, I almost feel like she's trying to become like a throuple, like a part of y'all's relationship with how like buddy buddy they're being with each other. Oh no, that's really in other readings you always get the Star for her. Oh, it's her favorite tarot card. And yeah, we're spitballing about photo shoots. I think we were the first talking about it, which is our schedules in mind, but I'm open to you joining whatever's easier for him and his ventures. I know we talked about various photo shoot ideas, so even if you're not able to join us, I'm always the Star is her fave. This is my first reading that I've done about her. I've never felt worried. You need to trust your instincts first and foremost. I personally don't have your experiences, so I don't think you're being paranoid. I just don't think that this is making any sense. Like, none of this is making any sense to me, and I don't trust it. And so, if you want to go, oh, well, is it all in my head? Am I overthinking because of what I've been through? No, you're not, because I haven't experienced your life, and I also feel like this is weird. I also feel like you guys need more time for the two of you to like develop your relationship with one another, and I don't think it's necessary for her to be a part of these things, these encounters. It's very interesting. Yeah. That's why I said I trust Brandon more in the situation. I do not trust her. Now, I don't think that she's going to necessarily do anything unless she feels she's getting a signal from him. So, very well, she just feels like she's hot shit and like she thinks in her mind he's attracted to her. And that probably just gets her off right there. But I don't think she's actually going to act on it or do anything unless she feels she's being given a signal from him. And I don't think he's going to do that. From his side, it does seem a little bit innocent. I feel like he's being a little naive to think that she's not over here like, oh, is he attracted to me? That would be naive. I feel like she is wondering what he thinks about her. And I don't want to like put your friend down, but I do feel like sometimes when it comes to some like a masculine energy, like a friend might, or I guess like you wouldn't call them a friend, but they might feel like they're in competition with you. Like it probably makes them feel really good to just make it up in their mind that your boyfriend thinks that they're hot or something. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that she's going to act on it unless she thinks that he's signaling to her. But I think the part that bothers me is that if he would signal to her, she would act on it. And I don't think that that's a very good friend. He said he's just a naive person in general. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He never thinks he's attractive, but so many girls like him. He's objectively attractive. He literally just won a photo contest on Discord for being the most attractive. Yeah. Let me see if I'm getting anything else. So I feel like she's denying responsibility. Like I feel like she's denying like feeling the way that she's feeling, and she's wanting to verbally say that she's validating how you feel without actually validating how you feel. She's saying it's okay to feel how you feel. Like, of course, it's okay to feel how you feel. But what she's not saying is, I understand that you feel the way that you feel, and I don't want to invalidate that. But what I do want to do is reassure you that I would never do something like that. That's not what she's saying to you. She's just saying your fears are valid. Period. Like that's it. She's not telling you, oh, she would never do something like that. Like you mean more to her than, you know, something like that. I just feel like she's denying any responsibility to this claim. And she's probably not wanting to say something that she knows would be a lie. So in the cards, you got that she'd act on it if he signaled to her. Actually, that's a hit from Spirit directly. That's what I'm getting from Spirit directly. By looking at these cards, I can kind of put that together. Because I intuitively feel like I trust Brandon, and I think he's just being dumb. I think he's being naive. But from what you've told me, from what she has said to you, from the dynamic between them, and the fact that she's kind of like balancing the Two of Pentacles, like the options. She's not letting go of the possibility of something moving forward in the future, denying responsibility in this, and trying to integrate herself into your world. Yeah, I do feel that way. Not only that, but we have the Queen of Cups, which is the feminine energy of feeling. I don't see a masculine energy of feeling. The Chariot also talks about moving forward or having the willpower to move forward. So if she's open to the possibility in the future and she's willing to go with that, I don't know. I'm just kind of putting all the pieces together. That's what I'm getting from this reading. He doesn't understand he's being great sometimes. I do have to finish this BOGO for Jenna, and then I have Beauty and Jennifer after that. But you would be like fourth on the list, but I'm almost done with number one. Can I answer a second question for you? In summary, like you don't see anything happening. I mean, you did get for my yes, know that Brandon's my future husband. He seems invested in me. I trust Brandon. I will say that I think he is enjoying the common interest. I think that he thinks she's a really great girl. I think that he thinks that he can trust Evelyn because she is your friend, but I think that he is being a little bit naive. I don't see anything happening between them because I feel like they both could put their foot down. But like I said, I trust Brandon more to be the person that draws the line and say, hey, we're not crossing this. This is my girl and I'm not going to betray her. It's uneasy, it's uncomfortable. And my suggestion is that you just not involve Evelyn as much as possible. I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's good for you. I think it's only going to bring in paranoia for you and maybe cause issues with your relationship with him, because he's going to say you should trust me because he really feels like you can trust him. But if you keep being paranoid about this Evelyn situation, then he's probably going to be like, I haven't done anything wrong and she doesn't trust me. And then that can lead to a whole nother awful manifestation of something bad ended up happening. I just feel like don't put this Evelyn girl in your energy. Don't invite her to things. Don't go to her stuff with your boyfriend. Hang out with her by yourself. But until you feel like you're more established in your relationship and that trust is built, I don't think it's necessary. I think it's silly to have them hang around each other if it's going to keep making you feel this way. I'll donate and that's it. Okay. All right, I speak. Lynn's a great girl. It's why we're friends and share love. I donated 20 to come with charms. Yes, it comes with charms. How is Brandon feeling about me? All right, so let's do charms on their relationship with one another. If you have anything to worry about. And then thank you, Luna. I speak donated. I speak. I will confirm your donation in just a second. And you're literally my go-to. Oh, you're sweet, Jen. It's funny. After I did those unlimited questions, the stuff you said played out the way you got. Dang! So I hope that means you guys got there. Oh, it seems like you did because I see your question. You're just always accurate. Also, yeah, for sure, I'll stop it because I've only been dating 4 months. Even my best friend Rachel is like, we're not fighting up it. No. Yay, I'm so happy. Okay, let me do the charms real quick. All right, Jenna. All right. So we have the commitment ring. And so with this, I feel like you do have either both of them committed it to your best interest or Brandon. Like I don't want to shit talk Evelyn, I really don't, but I'm just gonna say this stuff just sounds weird. But I do feel like he is committed to you when he says that he's committed. We have the ring here. I just feel like they do have this undeniable connection, not necessarily romantic, but it does feel like they just have a lot of stuff that's just like suddenly surprising them with their interests. That's where the little hand is here. And I feel like they do enjoy having like people to talk to about that. Um, so maybe like the conversations are just very stimulating because we have intelligent Gemini air energy. We also have Aquarius air energy, which says friendly. I do like the friendly token because it's kind of like being friendly or being nice, but it's not stepping over the line into like being a romantic connection or anything like that. Just means that they were being friendly to one another, having a conversation with one another. It's not like it says too friendly or overly friendly. It's just friendly, just nice. What else? What else am I getting? Oh, that's weird. So like I'm seeing this as something enticing. It's like a little lollipop, but it also is like hypnotic in a way because it has the swirls. It's kind of making me feel like they kind of were just in their own world, just having a good time, sharing with one another, having a conversation where like maybe they're sharing wisdom with one another or I don't know. It just seems like the things they were talking about was like really enticing, really interesting. Um, I think it's possible he felt like he hasn't engaged with outside of you, of course, but I feel like he feels like he doesn't really engage with people the way that he engaged with her because everyone's very much like cookie cutter, thinks inside the box, like kind of a square, so to speak. And I feel like he's finally like, oh my God, somebody who actually thinks the way that I do or likes the same things that I do. And I feel like he thought that situation was really rare. a rare occurrence. So this diamond is black here, and I don't know why, but I just feel like I'm getting like romantic connection between the two of them is not an option. The situation may be weird, it may be uncomfortable, but I feel like a blackened diamond, even though it's beautiful, it's reminding me of like it's dead. It's a dead romance. Pay attention to when your ears are ringing about if you think about them, if your ears ring, I feel like that's confirmation for you. Or if they ring when you're around the two of them together, I feel like that could be spirit trying to warn you about something or bring your attention to something. I honestly feel like it's just mostly communication between them, friends and communication, common interests. But at the same time, you don't want to put yourself into a position where you will feel paranoid or uncomfortable about it. It was really good, like he said. I know he said he didn't want to take time off Friday, but you cut in the cards. It would, and it did. No way, you guys ended up doing it on Friday. Oh, that's so fun. I'm so glad it was so good. That's what's more worrisome for because you're like committed more now. Was like we finally got physical and intimate. I felt physically and emotionally secure, connected to him. Of course, friendship wise, they literally have so many things in common. He told me she, my favorite friend of yours. I feel like Ev would understand though. Her last boyfriend did this to her where she felt insecure over a girl. He reassured her, no, nothing's there, but then they broke up. Everyone's ex is with that girl now. Shit, that's crazy. And yes, true, Brandon felt so comfortable with her. Like, it's just because Evelyn and I are basically the same person. That's why we're so close. Yeah, true. I don't think anything will happen, especially after I talk to them about my concerns. So hopefully it'll be okay. I do think it'll be okay, Jenna, and I don't think that she's going to make a move unless he makes it clear to her that he's interested, which I don't feel like he will. But like I said, it's not a comfortable thing, and I don't think that it's necessary to continue to put both of them into each other's energy. At the same time, you don't want to live a life where you can't trust the people around you. But sometimes they say you can't help how you feel or the feelings that you get. And I'm just like, why even play with that at all? If you can just avoid that entirely, that would just be like what I would say. Usually when people are out of your space and out of your mind, it's like you forget about them. So just until you feel more secure in your relationship, I would kind of keep that at a distance. Yeah, no, that makes sense. How is Brandon feeling, Spirit? I'm so happy that you guys had time together. Beauty sent in questions on Instagram. All right, girl, you got it. Beauty, I will be right with you. I'm wrapping up this reading here. It takes a little longer when I've got the charm, so just bear with me. Thank you guys for your patience. Yeah, no, it makes sense, Jenna, why you would feel that way. I can feel it too. Okay, so Brandon is actually very protective over you. I don't know if this like triggered some kind of instinct within him, but it's like very primal and like he felt closer to you too. He felt very connected to you too. And he probably feels like this was a transformative thing for you guys, almost like another layer was peeled back, or you guys went through a leveling up in your relationship. And I think where you felt secure, he felt protective, where you felt emotionally more compatible with him, or you felt like that emotional bond was being built. He also felt the same thing. The death card, especially after such like a pivotal moment like this to come out, is so good because it just makes me feel like you guys have grown so much closer through this act. Oh, he cried. He's so naive. Yeah, it seemed to go very well for him. As a matter of fact, Jenna, he keeps thinking about it. He's constantly thinking of like all the times, like almost like a montage in his mind. It's like he keeps thinking about it. So I don't know if it happened like just that night and then again today or like every day since then or whatever, but it's like he keeps replaying it in his mind. The Seven of Pentacles is a very dreamy, daydreamy type of card where we're constantly in our thoughts, constantly in our head. We're not really like, we're still kind of floating, you know? We're not really back down to earth just yet. And I think it's kind of got a little pep in his step, I would say. And I feel like also he feels like you guys have gotten to the point where you trust each other. And because it took so long to get here, I don't think that he wants to ruin that at all. I think he was just very surprised about the other situation that they got along so well. I think that just surprised him, but not in a way that would jeopardize your relationship. He keeps thinking about it, yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, exactly. That's really sweet though. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I will say that like every time you build that new connection, whether it's through a conversation, it's through vulnerability, it's through intimacy, and it seems like you did a lot of that this weekend. It's like you kept pushing and progressing your relationship to the next level, and everything almost seemed like new over and over and over. That's what I'm getting with the Fool here. The Page of Cups talks about a messenger of love. So it feels like this feeling coming off of this, we'll call interaction, is one that's just very feeling, very emotional. Um, it just seems almost like romance is all around you, like very like romantic feelings, and when you have a messenger of love, it's just all very lovey-dovey, sweet stuff that's kind of surrounding the both of you at this point. And I'm kind of getting a message from him that it's like not hurtful, but it's kind of like a bummer. I would say that's a good word, a bummer, that you would be feeling this way, especially after something so beautiful that you guys experienced with one another. That I feel like he's kind of thinking like, how could you think that I would do that? Because of everything that we just shared this weekend. Like, I'd hope that you felt more secure with us and things like that. But it's not like a feeling of betrayal or disappointment, just a little bit like, that kind of sucks, but I get it. Um, let's see. You spent time together with Evelyn this weekend. There is the Three of Cups here in this reading, like third party. Not like third party, don't get me wrong, not third party like bad, but just like a third person involved in your weekend. But the Three of Cups also talks about celebration. So it talks about you like really being happy, maybe having a drink over dinner or celebrating like a life event, like a pivotal time in your life with one another. Kind of like, if you were to start dating, you might go to dinner to celebrate your getting together or an anniversary or an engagement. It's kind of like sparkling drink, like after something fun and exciting has happened. Oh, you're going this weekend. Okay. I know, I know. Oh, Jenna, I'm sorry. Hopefully, you guys can work through those fears together. Something beautiful here is I have the Two of Cups. So, this is like the fusion of your soul essence and also your bodies together. So, I'll let you fill in those blanks. But this is very beautiful. It's like he's hella attracted to you, he's very into you. Um, and this also talks about union of two people. So I feel like what you guys have is going to be very hard to break, very hard to shake. Strength is here talking about a major relationship stronger. I can see maybe he's thinking about the time that you guys spent in bed, like either afterwards or maybe if you guys spent a lot of time kind of just intertwined in the sheets or something like that. But it just feels like there's a lot of thought specifically about a bed or a chase, some kind of lounge place. I feel like he's just ultimately very protective. I feel like if anything, this would pique his jealousy because now that you guys have gotten as far as you did, it's only going to get stronger from here on out. And I feel like he wouldn't want like to risk losing you even to someone else, not just the situation you have going on right now. I think he's just very protective of you and just very much wants you to himself. And I am seeing some kind of reassurance here that you are the person who he identifies with. So you're the person who he sees plans for. The Hierophant sometimes talks about marriage or future committed relationships, but mostly it talks about how you guys are like one. You are birds of a feather. You identify with one another. You have common goals, interests, traditions. This is basically like your person, and that's kind of how he feels, is that you're his person. So let's do some charms, and then we are going to move on to Beauty. I have Beauty's questions on Instagram. The first time happened on my sofa in the living room. It's funny because I was saying a bed, but if you look closely at this picture, it almost looks like a chase or like a couch or something, and that's why. And I never really pay attention to that. And so when I see something different in a picture that I'm not usually looking at, I'm like, okay, I feel like that's a message. So that's funny that it happened on your sofa bed in the living room. Oh, Dakota's still texting. I didn't see Karen texting him back. I ran to Dakota. Oh, well, Dakota, you lost your chance. So, Jenna, first things first, I gotta tell you, he very much liked the lingerie. I don't know what you were wearing, girl, but whatever it was, he was into it. It feels like something kind of fancy, maybe for your first time, or something like really nice. But he was into it. That's for sure. Don't ask me why I get that information from this, but this this token reminds me of like the old school whale tail, and like the girls back in the day would show their underwear off. And so, like, I'm thinking like he's very much thinking about your underwear. I know your readings are so accurate. The cards saw my sofa bed up dead. Sorry about it. I'm not in the room with you, so I don't know everything that happened. So you can rest assured that there's definitely privacy between the interaction that you guys had. But I am getting specific information that's making me laugh a little bit. He's so into the lingerie. It was definitely hot lingerie. Okay. I felt good in it too, and I could tell he liked it. He was like drooling. Yes, we love body decorations. I love it so much. So yeah, he was obsessed. He was obsessed. I think that this made him more confirmed in your relationship with one another. We have the believe token, and it just makes me feel like things feel more solidified. There's something to do about candles here. Not sure if there was like proper ambiance, like darker, like a dark light, and then like lighter things around it, like a light dimmer or actual candles or something. But I also am getting just the information that he holds a candle for you, and only you. So you're the person that lights his flame. We have the flamingos. You literally seem to be in my life sometimes. Like you're just watching me because everything you say plays out. He gave me a bunch of hickeys. Oh God. And all there were there were candles around us, but we didn't light them. But it did happen at night. Oh dang. But yeah, the flamingos here, which talks of it's a symbol of love, kind of like doves, you know. Um, okay, I'm getting a weird image. Something about balancing. I don't know if he had to like move a certain way or if he had you in a certain position, but I'm literally seeing someone standing like with one foot off the ground. The flamingo's legs are like pointing to that. So it's like almost giving me this image that you guys might have been in certain positions that like you haven't been in a while, or it was like, I don't know, he had to hold himself in a certain way. But anyway, that's a funny thing. And keep in mind too, the messages that I give to you now, you know, energy doesn't recognize time. So I could be telling you things that maybe are going to happen as well, not necessarily things that happened this past weekend, but he is thinking about those things. He's thinking about getting you in different positions. I think he would really enjoy for you to communicate with him and do like more sexting. I think that he would really much enjoy that. And if you could tease him with like a picture in your lingerie, especially when he's not around you, I think that would get him really excited. Not necessarily like full body, but just like, you know, a little peek. I genuinely feel like he's held a candle for me since high school, and I swear he got in that past ring on Friday. So like, yep. Actually, I remember that. That resonates again. He told me he loves me and I initiate. Yeah. So that is what I got for you, girl. But let me I almost hear him like, I want to get you sprawled out on the bed, ass up, like a starfish. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna keep this PG. He feels very blessed to have you in his life, and I think that he just feels even more romantically inclined to you now that that has happened. Also, he can kind of get his nerves out a little bit, and so I think he'll be more inclined to want to do it a lot more often now because he's got that out of the way. All right, so Jenna, that is what I got. No longer PG. Oh, he's going to be more submissive. He told me it's because he wants to feel wanted. Ooh, I like it. Oh my God, he did that to me, starfish. Oh my God, that's you're watching me. It's official. You're welcome. Well, I think it's just notes for you for confirmation. Oh my gosh. I love it though. I love it. You're welcome, Jenna. I hope you are feeling better. I know you came in here feeling a little bit uneasy. I'm over here having a conversation with myself. Beauty, thank you so much for telling me. So what I was saying was, in regards to your question, overall, I will say that he is telling the truth, but the information that I'm getting, the message that I'm getting, is that he compares the two of you a lot. And so when he says, I don't want anything to do with this person, I don't feel anything, I don't have feelings, whatever, yes, he's telling the truth, because what he's thinking is, I would rather have Beauty. I would rather have her, because this other person is so low on my list, low interest to me, that I am confident in saying this to Beauty because it's the truth. However, if you don't make yourself available to him and you don't want to be with him, he will still entertain this other thing because it will make him feel better. So generally speaking, I have to tell you, yes, he is being honest, but she's like she's not back burner, she's like back burner of that back burner. She's just like the person that it's like, I'm gonna talk to them to make myself feel better if I'm not getting exactly. He says that he goes to her because she's easy and will take him back. Exactly. That's the thing, is that he doesn't have respect for her. He does not have interest in her. However, if he feels like he needs something from this and he's not getting it from you, then he's going to go to that other situation. So, to answer your question, it's very complex. But what I can say to you is that he is telling you the truth. But what he's not telling you is, if Beauty doesn't make herself available to me, or if Beauty isn't interested, or Beauty's not willing to work on this, I will be weak and I will likely go back to this person that I said I wouldn't, because I need some kind of gratification. I need a boost to my ego. I need something that's easy. So that's the thing, is that it's like two sides of a token. Now, if he has you, or he feels like he has you, or that you're making yourself available to him, I do not think he's going to mess around with this other person. But I just feel like she's just such a plan D, that she's never out of the question, just because it's such an easy situation for him. Okay. So let's pull a couple more cards on this. That's King of Pentacles. The glare is kind of crazy. All right, so he gets fulfilled by her. He gets his, you know what I mean? He gets his. And it's an easy situation. It's probably a place to hang out. It's a place to be distracted. He does not have respect for her. He does not have love for her, but he does keep restarting this up with her because it's easy to fall into old habits. But I will say that currently it does feel like they're not communicating, at least to the capacity of what he could be communicating with her. I think he is trying to distance himself. The Five of Pentacles is very distant. It's when you're not communicating and the person in question is like far, far away from you. The Tower also talks about how they have a very unstable connection with one another. I don't know if you'd call it a situationship, a friends with benefits, but it just seems like it's not on a good foundation. It's something that can fall apart very easily, very quickly, but he knows that he can go to her to get that fulfillment, if you get my meaning. And Seven of Cups talks about options. So like I said, I am getting confirmation that she is an option. she is an option. She feels like she will always be an option until she starts valuing herself and putting her foot down. But in comparison to you, she's nowhere near. She gives him money and babysitting, right? That's why I said, like, a place to go, place to stay, a way to be distracted. Like, I did hear that she takes care of him, almost like he couch surfs with her or something like that. It just seems like it's a very easy situation that's hard for him to stay away from, because who wouldn't want their ego fed? Who wouldn't want their dick emptied? Who wouldn't want money and like coddling? You know what I mean? It's like a dream to someone if they're not willing to grow. So, I mean, I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's a good time. But it's definitely not somewhere where he wants to extend any effort. And I think that's what it is. It's just a very easy situation for him. Not just easy sex or easy communication or easy fun. It's just like he doesn't feel like he has to try with this person. So, you know, he doesn't have to better himself in any way to be around this person. I'm all for people bringing you peace, but it doesn't seem like this is the kind of thing where it's gonna last. It's like an on and off again thing. Exactly, he doesn't have to better himself for her. Ooh, okay. Kevin. Jennifer, if you're in here, if you can please post your first question. Me, I'm not tolerating it. I walked away, but I'm being nosy. Yeah, girl. I feel ya. Kevin's intentions. Sorry if I'm saying that out loud. I'm not meaning to say it out loud. I'm like communicating with spirit. Okay. Just put myself on mute when I'm shuffling. Let's see. I'm trying to be all discreet. Got it, Jennifer. Let me save it. He's interested in you, Beauty. I don't know why, but I'm hearing third party. Now, again, with third party, this could be he's involved with someone else, or he just got out of a relationship, or there's like literally like he's in a relationship with someone else. And I feel like you might know the answer to this, but that's what I'm getting. So if you were like, oh, you know, well, I'm dating him and he said he wasn't involved with anyone, don't stress about it. He is. He has a girlfriend. Okay. All right. Okay. We're on to something here. He's a little bored with it, to be honest. That connection that he's got going on right now. But this feels like this feeling that he's having about it's within like the last year. I do see him here. You pique his interest. I do feel like there is some type of emotional tie to you. Let me dig into it and see, because it kind of feels like intrigue. Almost like you bring a freshness into his life. Okay. Maybe he feels more, okay, so like I'm getting that he feels more of an authority figure around you. Maybe you bring out a sense of him that makes him feel more masculine. It's possible this other person might make him feel more of like a submissive type of, kind of like he's losing his balls a little bit. I don't really know, but it kind of feels like he likes the way that he feels around you because he feels safe to be in a more authority figure. He feels intelligent around you, like he feels like he can, I don't know, it boosts his ego, but not in a way where it's like all you're good for is boosting an ego. But there's just something about when you're around him, he feels like he's standing up straighter and he feels like strong and he feels more masculine. Hey, Eliana. Oh, thank you so much for donating. I'll confirm in just a second. Just so you guys know where you are in line, I'm working on beauty second question right now. And after that, we have Jennifer M. Then I speak, and then Eliana. If I missed you guys and you donated, please let me know so I can rearrange my list. I'm older than him too. He just feels like more in his element, like more free to be himself around you. And so maybe this is sparking some new feelings within him that make him feel better. So it's not just about what he thinks of you, it's about the feeling that he gets being in your presence. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like he really enjoys communication, either communicating around you or with you. He just feels like, I don't know, it's like he feels more, and I'm trying to get this message across because I can't fully get it out, but it's like he feels like more clear around you, more focused around you. He feels like he can be more expressive, more authentic to himself and to his truth. And yeah, I think he just feels smarter. Not like smarter because you're dumb. I just want to make that clear. But he just feels smarter. Like, because there's some people out there that like someone could be so intellectual, they could be like genius status, but if they're in like a horrible relationship or they're around people all the time that's constantly putting them down, they feel like they can't shine. They feel dumb and they constantly second guess themselves. And I feel like he feels like around you, he doesn't have that weight around him. He feels like he could actually like know what he's talking about and be respected. Maybe respected is like the word I'm looking for. It does show him in a committed relationship, 10 of Pentacles. So I think that that is a block here. He does have love for this person. He might actually tell her he loves her if they're that far along in the relationship. Okay, he's keeping secret that he is unhappy in this relationship. Despite the feelings that he has for this person, he is unhappy. He feels disconnected from them. He's considering solitary, like a solitary environment. Like I think that he finds a lot of peace being on his own, and not saying he's making the moves to like break up or anything, but I think that he's slowly getting to the point where he's like, I realize I don't mind being alone. I realize I don't mind being independent. I feel like he's not communicating his needs to this other person, or he doesn't feel like boundaries were set properly or that he's being respected. He's a bit closed off in that way. I feel like he's a very private person who's trying to find his strength. Yeah, I feel like the person that he's with can be very demeaning in ways that maybe they don't even recognize. They're not building him up. This person he's with, they're not building him up. And so I think that he's questioning like the, what is the word? He's questioning, it's a word that starts with an S. Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of it? Okay, well, I'll figure it out. Oh my God, Amanda. What is this word? That's my name if y'all don't know. It's like basically he's questioning the duration of this relationship. Like he's questioning how long, the sustainability, that's the word. He's questioning, thank you, Spirit. He's questioning the sustainability of this relationship, the duration, durability, you know what I mean? Stability, like, but it's not really stability because I feel like it could be grounded, but he's questioning like how long this can go on for the way that it is. Yeah. So sustainable, that's the word I was trying to think of. I don't know why I could not think of it. I'm like, I use this word quite a bit. Why can't I think of it? So yeah, I will say at a max, I feel like he feels very good around you. I feel like he likes being around you. And dare I say, he's intrigued by you and maybe like interested in a way where he feels slightly guilty about it. However, I don't see him acting upon that at this time because he's more in questioning his situation that he has with this other person. Right? So that is what I've got for you, beauty. I hope you liked your reading. Thank you for your patience. You guys that always come back, I just thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's like I know you can get readings from literally anybody, and coming back and getting readings from me, it's such an honor. Remember, guys, you can get charms added to your reading for an extra 5. So instead of 15 for the BOGO, it's 20 if you want charms. All right, so we have Jennifer's first question. After Jennifer's BOGO, we have I Speak for a BOGO, and then Eliana for a BOGO. You're welcome, Beauty. Oh, I Speak, thank you. All right, so Jennifer says, what is the gossip about me at work? Ooh. What's the gossip about me? Okay, funny enough, the first card to come out is the work card. So I feel like that's Spirit going, yes, this is what we're talking about here. I'm getting that. Are you social, Jennifer, at work? Are you kind of like someone who kind of keeps to themselves? Every once in a while, you might have a conversation with someone. For the most part, you keep to yourself because I'm viewing the Eight of Pentacles, someone doing like self-study or independent work, someone who is more like on their own, get in, get out. So it could just be if you feel that way or you feel like you could be described that way is likely what people are talking about. If not, I'll see if there's any other interpretations, but I'm getting that very strongly. Okay, so not that it's your place to have to do this, but you are getting viewed as someone who's a little bit antisocial. And that could be just, like, I don't understand, like, why, she doesn't talk to us, or she doesn't, like, communicate with us, or whatever. It's just like, have you noticed that she's kind of really, like, secluded, herself? And I feel like, to people who, I don't know. I will say, it's statistically shown that gossiping builds bonds. It builds relationships with people. It brings people closer. It's a shitty thing to say, but it's the truth. And so, two people who are trying to build a friendship or get close to one another, they may talk about other people. They may talk about information that they know or information that they see. So that way they feel more connected to one another. And so, even though this sounds boring, it's something that they may have said about you as a way to make themselves either feel better or grow closer or something like that with the two of them. Now, gossiping is very low vibrational, low frequency. My personal thing is, if there's gossip about you, like, let it be, because you don't necessarily want to join it per se. But I feel, I just realized the Nine of Pentacles is here, which also talks about, like, independence. So yeah, it's just, a lot of it has to do with you being on your own, you working independently, you not really communicating with other people. Someone might have said even that they tried to, like, maybe communicate with you, or they tried to connect with you on a deeper level, but either you didn't seem about it, or maybe you were really busy that day and you were a bit distracted and you didn't mean to come across a certain way, but maybe they got offended by something that you did or didn't do. So that's something that could have been talked about. I don't feel like people are really sitting around saying a lot about you, Jennifer, but I feel like the general thing is that when you close yourself off and you don't become a part of the conversation's usually about you when you're not there. You know what I mean? It's like, some people just don't have anything better to talk about. Let me see what the Six of Cups is here for. I'm in another program at work and more independently. So yeah, I don't want you to think that there's, like, a bunch of people. Oh my God, no shit. There's not a bunch of people talking about you. I want to finish that thought, but it does happen. But remember when I said that someone tried to offer you something and it was like you didn't take it? You didn't take it from them. So, like, if you look at this picture, this little boy is offering something to her, or she's offering it to him or something. And then if you see here, there's a hand extended out and this person's got their hands closed. So getting this confirmed is that someone did try to make a connection with you. And I think you don't even realize it, but it felt like it fell on deaf ears, or it wasn't reciprocated, very likely due to you being busy, or you preoccupied, or you had other things on your mind. But I feel like there's someone who did try to make a connection with you and try to offer you something, maybe talk about who you are as a person, or your life, or something to do with work, just to get to know you on a deeper level. But it almost seems like maybe you just kind of shrugged them off. But it does feel very unintentional due to other things that were going on in your life. But I think that that is a possibility. Hey, Anahi, how are you? So we did finish our free list already, Anahi, so you will have to come back another time. My advice is to be here early in the stream. As soon as you get a notification, the first 15 minutes of the live stream, I answer yes or no questions. You can also donate $3 now if you don't want to wait. What else? Let's see if I can get any other information here. So I think sometimes it could come off that you're just disinterested, or or you're a little bit cold. People don't understand you do have a very warm heart. You're very warm and inviting. But when it comes to work, you're there for the task at hand. You're there to get in, get out, do what you've got to do. You're not necessarily there to socialize. And I feel like that could come across as to other people rude. I don't think it's rude. I'm the same way, I feel like. But I feel like people who are different, think differently than you, and process interpersonal relationships differently than you could see that as like you were brushing them off, or you are brushing them off. Chariot is here twice. Why is the Chariot here? They feel like you're determined to be on your own. Like you're determined to be antisocial. Like I don't know. It's like literally it just keeps coming through. We have the Chariot twice. We have the Nine of Pentacles twice. We have the Eight of Pentacles. It's like it's just this thing that's honestly, I don't think it's new. I don't think it's anything else that they have said about you, truthfully. I just think it's this element of like, you said it's because they gossip, socialize, so I just say to myself to avoid gossip. And honestly, rise above it. Rise above it. Anahi, I am doing well. Thank you very much. I feel like it's very good for you to take a break from tarot. I'd always recommend it, even as a reader, even if it makes my business suffer because people are taking breaks from tarot. I strongly encourage it, especially if it's not resonating, especially if you're asking a lot of the same questions, not giving enough time for the energy to change. It's definitely a good thing. But I'm here all the time now, so you can always come back for a reading. You can either donate or you can try to catch the free list at the beginning of each stream. I feel like they also feel you're closed off to even the idea of communicating with them or getting to know them. I think that they feel like you are closed off to a different perspective. Maybe they feel that because of this, you're a bit more okay, I'm just gonna say it because I just heard the word, but a little bit more stuck up or a little bit more snobby or something like that. Now, again, this isn't a rose sesh from me to you, I promise. You wanted to know the tea, so I'm giving it to you. But I do feel like they could have this perspective of you. But like I said, if they're gossipy and they're low vibrational, you don't want to involve yourself with it anyway. And like they say, what other people say about you is none of your business because you shouldn't have to bother yourself. You know who you are. You don't need to know what other people are saying because it's not who you are. It doesn't change who you are and what you really are feeling and really who you are deep down inside. So take all of this with a grain of salt. I mean, what's the worst thing that they can say about you is that you're not social. Okay, fine, I'll take that. Like, I would take that any day. They're not saying anything derogatory. They're not saying anything mean. At most, they may be a little bit offended, but I mean, it is what it is. What is the second question that I can answer for you? And guys, remember, if you are placing an order and donating with me tonight, or you already have, if you want charms added to your reading, you can donate an extra $5. If not, no biggie. You can just do cards. That's fun too. Cleopatra's granddaughter, hello. I am more than happy to answer a question for you. It will have to be a yes or a no question. But you can go ahead and post that question now if you like. And after I finish this reading, I will answer it for you really quickly. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I speak. You can go ahead and post your first question as well. Okay, Cleopatra's granddaughter, I've got it. Give me just a second while I answer this question for Jennifer, and I will be right with you. You've been practicing tarot. All right, let's see. Any spiritual messages, please? Whoa, 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 whoa. Any spiritual messages for Jennifer? Spirit, what do you have to say? What would you like to talk about? Any spiritual messages for Jennifer, please? Tarot is such a good practice. I really feel like it's great to get in touch with your guides or yourself. Okay, and as I'm saying that, the Hermit comes out. Okay. So you are being commended for further delving into your own intuition, into your own inner knowing. I feel like Spirit is telling me to tell you that you have a lot of shadow work still to do. They're saying that a really good way to understand your shadow and work on your shadow is if someone is doing something that triggers you, but it doesn't necessarily make sense. Like, okay, this is like the most simple thing that Spirit's giving me as a definition. If someone's chewing around you and they're like making really loud smacking noises and it's bothering you so much and you're just like, why? This shouldn't bother me. Like, they're just minding their business, eating their goddamn food. Why does this bother me? You have to think deep down inside to say, like, when was this a time where I felt like this sound was triggering to me, and figure it out? Did your dad used to do it? Did your mom used to do it? Do you have issues with those people? Like, I mean, I know this is a very like simple explanation Spirit's giving to me, but does a certain smell trigger you? Why? Does a certain sound trigger you? Why? Does the way someone's acting towards you trigger you, even though you know they mean to do it innocently? It's bothering you, and it's like, this is ways, Jennifer, that you can work on your shadow work, is to like realize when something is triggering you or not, and then work on that and figure out where that derived from, where that comes from inside. Is it from, is it a reflection of something you don't like in yourself? Is it a mirroring and you need to work on that? Is it something where you need to bring about more love into the situation? You know what I mean? Like, it's there, you're going to have triggers in life, and Spirit saying you have a lot more of these things to work through, but this is a really good way to work on those things. Is when something in your day-to-day bothers you, ask why. Try to figure out why. I think a lot of times with tarot, it can answer some questions to maybe help you maybe bring up some more questions. What I say with tarot is tarot is not for answers. Tarot is for more questions, because you're supposed to also be learning something as well from it. All right, so let's keep going. So Spirit is giving me the image of needing to open the windows of your soul. And what I mean by this is they're saying that there's a stagnancy within your soul, that a lot of times you get bored. You feel like things are very much in a cycle. And you know how, like, inside your house, if it's a really nice day outside, you open the windows, you get a breeze going, the air is moving, there's movement within your house, therefore you feel better, you feel more cleansed. Spirit is saying, open the windows to your soul, allow things to breathe. I don't know how to like explain it in a way that's like a modality for you, I guess maybe like movement, dancing, yoga, exercise. Um, but it's almost like maybe breathing exercises or something, but like spirit is saying that there's a stagnancy within you, in your soul, and in your physical body that needs to be like breathed through. Like it needs more movement within yourself. I think that a lot of things for you don't seem very clear. I think that things can seem hazy when it comes to your future. I think that also relationships with women have been a little bit difficult for you in life in general. I don't think it's been easy for you to have relationships with women. And not only that, but not long lasting relationships with women, but it would be beneficial for you to bring more feminine energy into your life externally. So maybe you have to find ways to find people that have similar beliefs as you, and are supportive of you, because feminine energy can be absolutely beautiful. Like it makes me want to cry talking about it. But having the support of a woman by your side who supports you unconditionally, and it's so easy for them to support you and want to do things for you and be very, very giving to you. You're working on your feminine energy, good. Because I feel like you need more of that around you. You need more camaraderie. You need like just more feminine energy around you. And I'm sure that it's very hard for you to find someone who has your best interests, right? But I think what's important is that when you find someone who aligns with your belief system, everything just falls into place. If someone truly believes and is actively working to better themselves, they are going to be the most supportive person to you. So it's very important for you to surround yourself with people like that. And I'm hearing woman, I'm hearing feminine energy. Sorry, I have to get a cough drop. There's something here that's not fully a complete message, but it's something like you can let others get the best of you, or you feel like other people have an upper hand, or you feel like a lot of people have things easier than you and you wonder why. Number one, you're not alone in that thought. Everybody can feel that way from time to time. But don't let that make you be, a hermit, make you be, seclude yourself from things. I love that you're working on your feminine energy. I think that's great. Keep going with the tarot. Whether tarot ends up being your tool of divination, oracle, rods, pendulums, bones, you know what I mean? Like any kind of tool of divination, I think is great for you to like learn more about yourself and about the world around you and the way your relationships are with those things. I'm getting kind of a message that if you haven't already, look at like free videos that explain more about tarot, that give you more of an insight. I guess information or ways that you can interpret the cards and things like that. There's lots of free information out there. I do have a beginner's guide. I'm getting that information from this card play. I do have a beginner's guide 3-part tarot course. It's like $100 for all 3 parts total. But there is a lot of information you can get as well that is free out there. So if you're interested, definitely check out the link in my description. But Spirit is saying just try to learn more about it. Get a book or get a video or something that can kind of further expand your knowledge on the subject. I've always been in my masculine energy. I'm tired of attracting feminine men. That's the best thing I've ever heard. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yes, and you're gonna always attract what the opposite of you is. It's weird because it's like the law of attraction says like attracts like, but there has to be a balance within the feminine and masculine energy. So if you're more masculine, you're right, you're gonna attract the part that you're lacking of femininity into another man. I'm having like the worst dry throat right now. I just had to pour honey down my throat so that way I could coat it and I would stop coughing. I need me an emperor man. Everybody needs an emperor man. A real man. You got it. All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for your patience and your donation. I hope you enjoyed your reading. After I speak, we have Eliana. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me answer Cleopatra's granddaughter real quick. You're welcome, Jennifer. All right, this is for Cleopatra's. I am still here. We're just hanging out. We're having a good time. Is anyone eating any good food tonight? I made pot roast last night. I'm gonna have some more. Cleopatra's granddaughter says, will Quinn and I reconcile? Please show me a yes or a no for Cleopatra's granddaughter. Ooh, you got a yes. Oh, and Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So Cleopatra says is a yes. This is an idea that hasn't quite manifested in the three-dimensional reality. However, it's something that's in thought form. So we just need a little bit more momentum behind it for you to actually start seeing the reconciliation. But this thought is here, and it's almost like a plan at this point. So I do feel like it's in the works for you guys. All my friends and my mom think I should cut Evelyn off. I can't seem to figure out how to reply to her weird text. Don't reply. I wouldn't reply, or I'd be like, yeah, okay. Because I'm just like petty like that. I'm sorry. If you're disturbing my peace, it's time for you to go. Your mom is going to give you the best advice. And all of your friends know what it's like to be your friend and are telling you don't trust this situation. That's just how I feel. Pepper shrimp, brown rice, and brown spinach beans. That sounds so good. I used to work at Longhorn Steakhouse and they had something called Red Rock grilled shrimp with rice pilaf and lemon butter. Oh, girl. It was good. I might donate again because it still drives me a little nuts internally, but I feel like if I don't reply, it's going to seem so suspicious. She and Brandon are still going to do these photo shoots though, so I feel like if I cut her off, it'd still be friends with her. Okay, you can definitely donate again. They're open. I'll keep my list open for a little while. I'm still working through donations right now. Okay, so first up, why has JP not responded to my text? We had plans to meet up yesterday night and he never showed up. And he never texted me back. Is he ghosting me? We had a wonderful night Friday. Wait, what's today? Sunday? Okay, so you saw each other on Friday. Yesterday you had plans to hang out again and he didn't show up. Okay. Sorry, y'all, my throat's just really fucking with me tonight. And he was expressive and told me he was in love with me and that he wants me to wait for him and that he wants to actually marry me once he's done focusing on himself and that he wants to get me pregnant in the next 5 years. He's got a plan. He's just got a plan. Sorry if I read really slow sometimes. I'm trying to like process everything you're saying so that I can start channeling. You know what I mean? All right. What I will say from that is that's not really F-boy energy to say that they have long-term future plans with you. I don't know, maybe this generation of guys are like that, but back when I was dating F-boys, it was always like, I don't know, I don't want to define the relationship. Like, aren't we just good the way we are? Blah, 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 blah. So I feel like for him to have future plans with you, it definitely shows that he's more invested than somebody who was trying to play you or lead you on. Okay, Jenna. I'm saying it's not F-boy energy. Not how I know it to be. And not how I would feel someone who I just feel like anybody can tell you anything. But I've been in relationships with people who wouldn't commit to me and they never once talked about the future. They never talked about wanting to marry me or have kids with me or anything like that, especially not voluntarily on their own. And so I don't feel that resonates with me as someone who is not invested in you. I feel like that's the complete opposite. I feel like he is invested in you. Oh, okay. Ms. Bear, can you please give us further clarification for I Speak? Why has JP not responded to I Speak's text messages? Yeah, it does seem like he is invested. I feel like if he told you what he wanted to do instead of hang out with you, you would be offended. Something tells me that he knew that you guys had plans, but something else came up and he wanted to tell you, but he felt like it would upset you. And I don't know, it just seems almost like he had his own plans in mind. Like, I don't know, I'm hearing friends, I'm hearing hanging out with friends or seeing other friends or something like that. But he feels like if he were to tell you the truth, that you would not be okay with it. So instead, he decided to go off and do what he wanted to do on his own. not getting third party just yet. I mean, third party can also mean friends. So it depends on the context. If they just said third party, that could mean just another person, another friend. Now, if they said third party, like romantic involvement or third party interest or something along those lines, then I would say, okay, maybe they're talking about something romantically. But third party just means another person involved in the situation, in my opinion. Oh, Jenna. You're cute. Okay, let me add you back to the list. Yeah, there's something he's definitely not telling you. I'm getting that from Seven of Swords and the Moon. I feel like he almost is saying, like, I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like, he felt torn between two things that he had lined up. Something is giving me that he had plans with these other people, or like if he had tentative plans with these other people, but it never was confirmed. So he said he would see you, and then those other plans came through or something. I feel like he almost knew about the possibility of this happening when he was making plans with you on Saturday night. Or for Saturday night, I mean. He felt torn. Honestly, I don't see why he didn't just invite you out. You know what I mean? Like, hey, change of plans. Would you want to come? But I feel like he felt like you would be disappointed because you had it in your head that you were going to see him again and y'all were going to hang out, maybe just one on one. He didn't want to upset you. So he left without seeing you. Basically, I haven't heard from him. I don't know if I'm being ghosted. I'm not feeling that this is necessarily out of character for him. Usually, when you get ghosted, it's like you're just basically not going to hear from them again. And I don't feel that with this. Let me just ask that question. Hold on. So I keep getting the justice card I speak, and I feel like what he said to you that night about his future plans is the truth. It is something that he wanted to do. I feel like he could have felt like he did speak a little bit out of turn, because even though that's how he feels and that's what he wants, he knows it's a promise he can't make to you. And I feel like that's where he could have felt a little bit like, oh shit. But I don't feel like he regrets what he said to you. I don't feel like he's taking it back. He has a lot of love for you, the lovers and the two of cups this year. But I feel like also you give him a different perspective. So he could be feeling like, maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe I shouldn't have said those things. Maybe because I'm saying those things, she's going to expect more from me, something that I can't give her a promise on. But I don't necessarily feel like he's ghosting you. I'm not getting that. Like, I really feel like you're going to hear from him again. Do I feel like it's okay that he made plans with you and didn't even tell you that he wasn't going to show up? No. Do I feel like it's okay that he left town and you haven't heard from him? No. But I don't feel like that's the last of you hearing from him. I just feel like it's kind of sad that he like wouldn't allow you guys to say goodbye. It's not okay. You're right. It's not okay. Not to mention, like, I'm sure you spent time getting ready and like, I just feel like I speak. When it comes to him, a lot of the times he shows up, but I feel like there's been plenty of times too where you don't know. Like, if he says, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna see you, there's something inside your body that tells you, is he really going to show up this time? Is he really going to come through and do what he said he was going to do? Am I going to get all ready, get my makeup done, do all these things? Is he actually going to show up? And I've got to tell you, that's trauma. That's traumatic for you to feel that way. And I felt that way into this relationship with my fiance. Oh, that's so weird to say fiance. Every time. Like, I keep saying it to him all day because it just feels so weird. But the person that I was with before him, he would do that. He would do that. He would literally make plans with me. And then, like, last minute decide he wanted to go to the bar, like, with his friends or go do something else. And I would literally be waiting around. And, like, 2 a.m. rolls around, haven't heard from him. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to bed then. And sometimes he would, like, text, he'd be like, can I still come over? Da 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 da. And I'm just like, you know what? I I deserve more than this. Like, I had to figure out my own value in the situation. And what I mean by that is trauma is that when I got into the relationship with my fiance very, very early on, every time he would show up, I would hold my breath. Like, if he'd be like, I'm coming, and I hold my breath. I'd get ready, but I'd hold my breath. And I feel like this person like emotionally abused me in a way because he got me so conditioned to thinking that I can't trust somebody to follow through with what they're saying they're going to do, to keep a promise to me. I felt like I couldn't trust that. He literally conditioned my mind to think that nobody who promised me anything would actually follow through every single time. And so it took me, I would say, a good year of my fiance doing the very minimum that you should do in a relationship, and me to finally trust that he was going to follow through. And he's like, yo, like, this is the minimum bar. Like, the person, people should go above and beyond for you. I'm literally doing the bare minimum of what you should do in a relationship. But to me, it felt like he was going so far above and beyond. I'm like, no, I was just settling hardcore, and it's its own trauma, I speak. I have to, like, be honest with you. To not know if someone's gonna follow through on something that they say, it's the most basic thing you can do for someone you care about, is to follow through with your promises, be consistent, show up. Like, that's the bare minimum, and he can't even do that. And so, just from me to you, it's something to think about, because it's gonna be a response that you have. Like, let's say if you move on from JP to someone else, it's going to be a response. It's literally a trauma response that you're going to have with this new person that you're going to have to work through, because what JP has conditioned to you is to just hope for the best but expect the worst. And then you're going to have to go through and relive this with someone new, and just hope to God that the person that you decide to be with after this, if you decide to be with someone different, is willing to be patient enough while you work through those experiences, because they may say you can trust me, but you're not going to feel in your heart and your body that you can trust this person until they show up. It's like the most fucked up thing someone can do to you. And I feel like you keep going through this over and over and over again. And I'm wondering, like, how much longer you're going to allow for this to go on. It's like kind of crazy. And so, like, I'm over here, I do want to root for you and JP. I want you to be happy. I can tell how happy he makes you. But I can also see on the other side of things is that he disappoints you a lot. And not only that, but he's setting you up for failure for any future relationships, should you have one. But you really do have to decide, like, is this okay? Am I going to accept another excuse from him? I don't judge. You know, you can talk to me about JP for the next 20 years if you want to. But just coming from, not as a reader, just someone from that experience, it's something to think about, because you have to unlearn these behaviors. You have to unlearn these responses that you have. It's like your whole body, like your physical body, can feel when you know you can't trust him to follow through with what he says. He knows I'm not going anywhere. He knows that I'm going to answer the call when he calls me when it's beneficial to him. He knows he'll forgive him over and over. He's too comfortable. And you have to get to the point, I speak, where you say, okay, enough is enough. But you're going to get to that point. I promise you, you're going to get to that point. You might even be near it right now. You're going to get to that point because you're going to be like, you know what? This is just not okay. Like, I just can't. I've given you so many chances. I've let this go so many times. It may not be this time. It may be 2 times from now, 3 times, 50 times. But you are going to get to that point where you're going to say, nah, enough's enough. And you got to think, if someone can be forgiven over and over for giving you the below the bare minimum, why would they try harder? Because every time he has an excuse, a stupid fucking excuse every time. Yeah, I'm already there. You really have to, like, hold strong in it though. Like, you have to be done. You have to, when you say you're done and you're there, it means, like, you have to realize that your emotions for this person and your feelings for this person are so on the bottom of the list as to why you're walking away, and you have to be willing to sever, like, almost like those feelings have to turn to hate. They can't be love anymore. Like, those feelings have to be just such total frustration, such disappointment, such betrayal, to where they aren't even appealing to you anymore, and you're like, no, I'm done with it. I would have given you the world, but you disgust me. And until you start feeling that they disgust you, then you're not really there yet. But you can be, you can get there, but you can't have loving feelings towards them and want to, like, I mean, they have to repulse you almost, because there's no other way to move on from a situation like this. You are trauma bonded to them. And I know that trauma is such, like, a strong word, but it's literally what it is. You know what I mean? Like, this is like psychological abuse. And I know it because I've gone through it and I've had to find my way out of it. If you have a second question for me, though, I can answer it for you whenever you're ready. And then I've got Eliana after that. Eliana, are you in here? another cough drop. All right, so let's see. Let's do a different deck. Let's do this deck. This deck is very honest. Spirit, what is JP's current energy to ice? What is JP's current energy towards I speak? Oh my gosh, so many reversals. What the heck? I'll try to bump this down so there's not a glare on it. Oh, this is so bizarre. I almost feel like he knows it's coming to the end. Like, not that he is bringing it to an end himself, but I feel like he senses that you, I speak, are going to end this. And maybe that's why he told you the things that he told you on Friday, because I think that he senses it intuitively that you're breaking free from this. So, like, the 10 of Wands talks about not wanting to take responsibility for your actions. I feel like he's a very avoidant and he does not want to hold himself accountable. The Devil is in reverse, which talks about breaking free from attachments. I feel like he senses this is coming to an end. The 10 of Wands in reverse. Now, 10s in general, sorry, not Wands, swords, talk about endings. An inevitable end here with it being in reverse. He feels that you feel betrayed and defeated in this situation, that you have given up hope. The 10 of Cups is in reverse. He feels like it's all becoming very clear that you guys are on different pages and things are misaligned between the two of you and what you want. He feels like he's taking things too slow for you. This has got him all caught up in his head. 9 of Swords. And I feel like it's very possible that he tried to give you some reassurance because he probably feels like you're about to be at your wit's end with all of this. So I'll tell you what each one is, because what will be good for you is to also look up the meanings as well. So we have the 10 of Wands in reverse, the Devil in reverse, the 10 of Swords in reverse, the 10 of Cups in reverse. And mind you, this is 3 10s. 10s mean endings, and they're all in reverse. So it's not only endings, but it's breaking free from these things as well. And then we have the 2 of Wands, which talks about what are we going to do now? What's next? You're right, because I told him Friday that I was going to see other people if he didn't call me Friday, which he did. So see what I said. I said to you, if it wasn't in the last reading, it was in the reading before that, where I said if he feels like your loyalty to him is being threatened, he will do what needs to be done to make himself present in your life. But you can't trust it because it's fleeting, because he's trying to do what he can to keep you there and keep you around. So what happens? You tell him, I'm going to see other people. He shows up for you on Friday. He says all these beautiful things to you that make you feel really good, that make you feel really secure, because he knows you're starting to lose patience. And he makes you feel good and secure, gets you back on his hook, so to speak, and then tells you he'll see you Saturday, and then he doesn't see you Saturday. Do you see the cycle? It's kind of weird. Not weird, but it makes sense. Like, it makes sense what he's doing. I'm just saying, like, it's definitely odd. It's definitely striking me as something that we need to think about a little bit further. All right, so we have the Two of Wands. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man talks about stagnancy. It talks about we're not moving forward, we're not moving back, we're just staying in place. We're not really going anywhere. The Hanged Man can also talk about sacrifices that someone is making in the relationship, which would be you. And then we have the Nine of Swords upright. It talks about overthinking, worrying, concern. It can talk about sleepless nights, insomnia, nightmares. So these three cards come out together. We have the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Moon. And I'm viewing this as a soul message. He is thinking that you are thinking about moving on from him. The Six of Swords talks about moving away from things that are uncomfortable, frustrating, turbulent, into something that's more peaceful for you and yourself. It's a rite of passage. It's moving on and letting go of things that aren't serving you anymore. The Seven of Cups talks about that's what you're thinking about. That's what you're thinking about doing, but maybe not telling him. The Moon, secrets, things that are hidden, things that we're not communicating. Knight of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. He shows up for you as a knight, but when he's with you, he acts like a king. I feel like this is a false mask. Knight of Pentacles, very slow moving. They want to make right decisions. They want to do things the right way. They want to be very methodical and pragmatic. However, a lot of times they take too long for people to want to do anything or make anything happen with them. The King of Pentacles is him showing up in his highest self. So when he's with you, he makes you believe the things that he wants. I don't feel like he's fully a king yet because the Knight of Pentacles is still here. But I do feel like when he sees you and he's around you, he shows up for you as a king so that you feel secure to continue to give him your loyalty. So I hope that I explained all the cards a little bit more, but you can definitely look up the meanings of each one as well. That I feel I'm almost done. I see it. I already texted him more than once. I don't know what to do to get a response from him. I'm so done. I want to call right now. Oh, I speak. I'm sorry. I feel for you, girl. I feel for you. It is just so hard when you've invested so much time into someone. I have so much hope and like, but if it gives you any peace to know, it should be easy. That's the one thing my mom told me is when I'm in a relationship with someone, it should just be easy. It shouldn't be hard, shouldn't be difficult. You shouldn't be having to play these games, figure out how to get someone to give you attention, and you shouldn't feel like, they may or may not hold through on what they say they're going to do. And it should just be easy. It should just be easy. Not to say you guys don't still have growing to do. Not to say you guys aren't going to get into fights here and there, but you guys are both there to try to better each other, better yourselves, and not get back to that place again. And for the most part, you have a good relationship all the time. Like, there could be little like, oh, that annoys me, but you get over it fast, I just view that as like a soul family. I view that as like, if you have a sister, you have a brother, you get mad at each other, and like 2 seconds later, you're like, okay, I want to go get some lunch. Like, that's how it should be with your relationship, too. And I just feel for you, I speak, because I feel like you're not getting fulfillment. And I just wonder what you're getting out of this relationship. Like, what are you getting from it? Because you're not getting reciprocation, you're not getting fulfillment, you're not getting satisfaction. At the very least, you're in love with the idea of what could be, but there's nothing tangible here for you. And there's something beautiful about that, being a believer and being a dreamer and having hope for something. But I do feel like that can only get you so far. You do have to have the other person be a part of that too. You can't be alone in a relationship. I know, I speak, I agree. The other thing is, did he ever respond to you? Like, oh, also the lovers was in reverse here at the bottom of the deck. Did he ever like tell you why he never got back to you after the passing of your little baby? Did he say anything to you about that? I'm just out of curiosity. He told me for me that he's my man. Ugh. I can't. I feel like he's at this point just trying to feed you whatever he can to keep you there on the line. Keep your commitment to him. I'm rooting for him to change. And I'm rooting for him to grow. And I know how much you care about him. At the end of the day, I just wonder how much more you can take. He apologized. He said it's because he didn't want to fuck with his plan to focus on himself. Yeah. Wait, did he just text? Oh, no. You said he didn't message you. Okay, so I was right. He didn't message you because he didn't want to. Yeah, okay. I do remember that. Because I was like, you're like, why didn't he respond to me? And I was like, because he just doesn't want to put himself in a position to respond to you. So I'm glad I got confirmation on that. What do I say to him? I really love him, but it's frustrating and I can't do it anymore. I pretty much ghosted my person, the person that was like being ridiculous to me, the F-boy that I dated before Brennan. I essentially just like walked away from that. So much so that like when I started dating Brennan, he tried to come back around again. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm seeing someone else. Like, I haven't heard from you in months, bro. So I just kind of ghosted it. I just let it go. And then when he tried to come back around, I was like, I'm already involved with someone else. Like, I didn't give him the time of day. I didn't give him the courtesy of telling him I was moving on. Like, nothing. I just moved on. So, I mean, if you want to talk to him, it just means that you hope to get a response from him, which means you're not over it. And that's fine. Your feelings are valid, but you have to get to the point where you don't even care about his response. You don't even care about talking to him. And I just don't think you're there yet. I think you're getting close. You know what I mean? Eliana, are you in here? So if it were me, I just wouldn't let it go. I mean, you said what you could say. I'm sure you messaged him yesterday. I'm sure you were like, are you still coming? Like, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. You've said all you could say. And I'm sure he's going to come back to you with another apology again. Well, I'm sending you a lot of love, I speak. I really hope that you can work your way through this. I know it sucks, but I'm always here. Whenever I'm streaming, you can come talk to me. Eliana, you can go ahead and finish your question. You're welcome. You know what? I'm gonna keep working on this deck. It's not tired yet, and I feel like I'm getting a lot of information. All right, so Eliana says, what is next for me and Jay? All right, guys, I actually am going to go ahead and close my list now. I'm going to do a last call. Actually, let me go ahead and just close the list. That's what I'll do. But I am going to say last call to those who are in here. If you guys want to donate, you can. But technically to everyone else who that comes in, the list is going to be closed. All right, what's next for me and Jay? For Eliana, please, Spirit, what's next for me and Jay? Sorry, my deck is upside down in my hand. That's upright. All right, this feels good. You guys are planning for the future? That's what I heard. You're planning for the future. What's next for Eliana and Jay? Either you are or he is. Like, you are together or he is. I feel like there's definitely talks about what's next. Not just for the relationship, but like life plans. We have some sneaky energy. This could be he's planning a little bit more without telling you. Right now I'm getting the feeling of like, you know, when someone's gonna propose and like they don't tell you, they're like looking at rings and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna propose, but I'm saying like I feel like he's doing good sneaking around. Like, he's planning stuff for y'all's future but not telling you. And as we say, engagement ring, we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's like something he wants to extend your way in favor of your relationship with one another. Oh shoot. So this could actually be viewed as giving you a seed. Dear God. Dear God. All right, so a lot of future plans are being talked about. Maybe that's the Seven of Swords too, is that like not everything's been brought to light yet. I'm surprised the moon didn't come out. You guys don't know everything yet of what's going to come, but there's definitely thoughts about it. So Four of Wands talks about commitment. Love to see that. Ten of Pentacles talks about future plans, long-term commitment. I can say with confidence he is committed to you. And that's what's coming next, is like him feeling more involved with you, more integrated with you in your life. So I don't think that he's over you, because like I said, he's still viewing commitment in the future with you. Now, I will say a lot of times anxiety could be like a cause of a delayed period. Different hormone levels can cause fluctuations in that. Like, for instance, you can eat a lot of soy and that can affect your period, because soy mimics estrogen in the body. Estrogen is a hormone. Anxiety releases hormones. So I'm just saying, like, it could be that's causing you to have like a wonky cycle this month. Today I did let him know that I needed a few days to myself because I needed to figure out what's triggering my anxiety. So that's smart. That's good that you're on you're taking the healthy route and taking a break. Sorry if me eating cough drops is like annoying, but I feel like I can literally not do readings unless have a cough drop or something. today I did let him know that I needed a few days. Oh no, I already read that. Okay. I feel like it would be good if you have been experiencing anxiety for like a couple of weeks or more and it feels pretty consistent. I definitely would get labs checked just because you want to make sure your cortisol levels aren't like high and things like that. The Hanged Man is here, which shows that someone's in question about the longevity of the relationship, the sustainability of the relationship. Someone's questioning that. From context, it seems like it might be you. He didn't respond, but I know lately he's been overwhelmed with life. You feel like you're making bigger deals about things? Do you feel like you're getting upset about things that normally wouldn't bother you? He told me I changed a lot since he made things official and he misses how it was with that. It's almost feeling, Eliana, like you're getting cold feet. Like you're questioning the longevity of the relationship and like you're kind of considering, I don't want to say walking away, but you're withdrawing from the connection, almost in a way where like you're second guessing or having doubts or something. That's very similar to the expression of having cold feet. Like once you're committed, you're just like thinking of all the things as like self-preservation, self-protection. So you could be unconsciously self-sabotaging, which hopefully you're not. I feel like check in with yourself and see, is that what I'm doing? I feel like I've been getting upset with about everything, and he did say some things are valid, but some things are not. Okay. So it's definitely something you gotta check in with yourself about, Eliana, as well. Is like, why am I figuring? Yes, Jenna. Oh, you're good, girl. You're good. You're after Eliana. I've got one more question for her, and then you'll be next. And then you're actually last on the list, because all my lists are closed now. I'll be back tomorrow, though. Yes, I think self-sabotaging. So I'm glad that he's giving you a little pushback, Eliana. I'm glad that he's like validating how you feel, but he's also giving you a little pushback and being like, that's not the reality that I'm experiencing. That's not what I'm witnessing, and I don't agree with that. Because I feel like when you're in self-sabotage mode, you start losing it a little bit. You start spiraling a little bit. I can relate to this. I have so many stories. Like, y'all, this is why I specialize in love and relationships, because I have been there, let me tell you. But I like that he's kind of standing his ground of being like, this is valid, but this isn't, and he's letting you know when he feels like you're not wrong or when you're not right. And I do like that, and I do appreciate that, because I feel like sometimes when we're in self-preservation / self-sabotage mode, we don't have an accurate perception of reality, because all we're doing is fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight. And so you could be like trying to think of ways to ruin this because you don't trust it, because maybe you don't feel like you can, even though you can. And you're trying to figure out ways out of it because your body is made, your brain is made for survival, to protect, to survive, And so your mind is thinking, okay, well, if I find ways out of this, then I don't get hurt. That's what your body is programmed to do. You're welcome, Jenna. Yes, I believe we've been through a lot now. I'm like, wait, is this real? He made it official. Yeah, I told me the other day, if this is how I'm gonna be, as I want to be in a relationship. Yes. So I think it's definitely time you sit with yourself for a little bit. You realize, why am I feeling this way? What what is going on? And I think that's why Seven of Cups is here, is because you got a lot going on in that mind of yours. And I think that it's important that you sit with yourself, figure out what's underneath, what's going on, what's your true, authentic feelings about the situation. Do you feel like you can't trust him? Do you feel like you can, but that scares you because you feel like you've never really been in a position to trust? Do you feel like you're looking for reasons to get out of this because you don't want to get hurt? Or do you feel like he's really fucking up? You know, like, really got to sit with yourself and check in with yourself and figure out what are these things. Because I feel like, Eliana, deep down, you don't want to lose him. You don't want to give up on this. You care about him a lot. Dare I say, love him. And it could just be your body reacting, you know. And anxiety is not love, which means it's not spirit. It's not gentle nudges. If spirit is warning you that something is wrong, it's gentle. It's underlying. It's a feeling that comes up and you can ignore it, and then it goes away, and then it comes back, and then you can ignore it, and then it goes away, and then it comes back, and then it goes away. And it's like spirit's gonna send you loving messages. It's gonna say, this is something to bring your attention to. Think about this. What about this? Remember the other day when I told you this? Like, but you have the ability to ignore it. Anxiety is low vibrational. Anxiety is fear. Anxiety is worry, it's concern, it's the unknown, it's doubt, and it's so loud and it's so in your face that you can't ignore it. And so you have to decipher, am I speaking and thinking and feeling from a place of fear, or is this actually my intuition guiding me that something is wrong here? You have to discern between the two things. Yeah, makes so much sense. That's why I told him I need a few days to myself. He did say he's not here to fuck me over. Good, I like that. Anxiety is so bad, it's getting worse as the days gone, right? It makes so much sense. Fear and so much worry. So, like, whenever you're experiencing an emotion like that, is this fear or is this intuition? Is this something that is in my ego, or is this a message, a loving message from spirit to bring my attention to something? Because I feel like it's fear for you. And I feel like your mind is going a mile a minute, and I feel like you're overthinking a lot right now. And yeah, that's what I've got for you. But as far as like what's next, I'm seeing a lot of your uncertainty here in this reading, I'll be honest. But I think that's because it's a little unclear which way you're going to let this go. But what I can say from him is I do see commitment. I see the Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the conversation or the thinking about the future is very strong in this reading. I cried most of the day. That's why I decided to step away for a little, because it's driving me crazy, right? Overthinking, and I don't want to sabotage our relationship. Yeah. And I think that it's very healthy. Like I said, I completely support you taking a step back and being like, look, I need to breathe. I need to think through this. I need to figure this out. Because, you know, the other person can't always be the problem. You know, sometimes it's us. Sometimes we've got to readjust and go, what needs to be fixed here? What do I need to work on? Good. I'm glad. What's the second question I can answer for you or look into for you? Probably 30 minutes. Maybe a little less, I'll see. Jenna, are you still in here? All right, so what's Spirit's advice on what to do to have a healthy relationship with you moving forward? Jenna, you can go ahead and post your question. And if you know what they both are, you can post them both at the same time. I'll try to remember this time that you got charms with it, okay? Spirit, what is your advice for Eliana to have a healthy relationship with Jay moving forward? Eliana's trying to have a healthy relationship, healthy mindset. What is your advice? I think I want to pull a couple oracle cards for you. Let's pull some tarot first. Okay. Straight away, they're saying you got to change your mindset. Page of Wands talks about having a new perspective, like seeing things differently, seeing things maybe from a different perspective for yourself or from maybe Jay's perspective as well. I feel like, oh, okay, that's making sense. Okay, so you have unhealthy fear-based attachments to the way things have played out or worked out for you in the past. I don't know if that's particularly with Jay or if that's just in general. I don't know if you have abandonment, like abandonment issues from like childhood, from parents, from relationships or something like that. But I feel like your body is constantly telling you right now that he is going to leave me because I felt this way before. Therefore, I need to do something to stop it. I got it, Jenna. And so you have unhealthy fear-based attachments to that outcome. Again, abandonment is just an example. It can be what, it can be, you do have abandonment issues. Okay. So Spirit is asking for you to try to detach from those because the devil is very clear here. The devil talks about negative aspects of your shadow self that prevents you from being your best version of yourself and living the best version of yourself in life. And examples of the devil are attachments to outcomes, to situations, to ideas, to people, negative thought patterns, bad habits. It could even extend into addictions, toxic behaviors, things like that. So Spirit is saying that this surrounds you right now is at present for not any fault of your own or through any fault of your own, but just because of the things that you have experienced in life. And therefore, they're playing out in real time in your current relationship. So Spirit is saying, try to abandon instead of feeling abandoned. Ooh, Spirit, I like that. I like this message. So abandon those thoughts instead of feeling abandoned. So, for example, every time you feel like this could end or that this person is going to leave you and you have that fear of abandonment, instead abandon those thoughts that you are feeling. Let those go. Because the Six of Swords talks about letting go of things that no longer serve you. Put those in the past. Is it serving your relationship to have these fears right now? I don't think so. Is it serving your faith in the relationship? It's not. Is it serving him in the relationship? It's not. So it's like, whenever you have these feelings, you do have to let those go. If you feel like it's not serving. Okay, there's the full message. I was like, where is this going, Spirit? It's not serving anything. It's not helping anything. And mindset is also such like a big thing too, because the second you go, I can trust him. He wants to be with me. He cares about me. He's the one that wants to make it official with me as I do with him. Is you have this mindset of like your cup is full. And it's so crazy how these things of fear start going away, start dissipating. Intuition and nudges from spirit are not going to go away. They will, you can ignore it for a little while, but then they come back. But when you change your mindset, change your perspective, stop this worrying for no reason, because worrying is not living in the present, it's living in the future. When you can just be in the present and just believe the things that you know to be true, it will be crazy how fast this other stuff will fall away from you. It's crazy because when I'm on a clean mental diet, I'm at my best and he shows up perfect. Right. Exactly. Like, it's crazy. Like, the second that you tell yourself, let's just say, for example, he's not cheating on me. He's not trying to step out on me. He loves me. He cares about me. And you keep having these thoughts and you're like, he loves me. You realize it was all paranoia. It wasn't actually real. You have to just train your mind that you're safe, that everything is okay. It's not easy to do when you are up against past experiences that tell you otherwise, but you really do have to train your mind. It's crazy. And that's why emotional and psychological abuse is such a strong thing. It's because it's really hard to unlearn those things. All right, so we have Amethyst, revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you will feel loved for who you truly are. Lapis Lazuli, life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. Natural beauty and authenticity. Two cards here talking about be authentically you. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. So I think that's also another important thing, Eliana, is to instill in yourself that you are worthy of love. I think that is the number one hardest thing on every human of this planet to comprehend, is that they are worthy of love. Because I feel like a lot of us, most of us, probably every single person on this planet, is born into this feeling of undervaluing themselves, depreciating themselves, being hard on themselves, feeling, undervaluing, I don't know if I said that or not, themselves. And I just feel like it's part of our soul journey to realize that we are worthy of good things. All right, then we have increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to abundance of help and opportunities. And then we have Unikite answered prayers. All of your work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. So what this tells me is that there is some work to still be done internally with you, but you are being guided maybe through these readings, through your own inner knowing and what you understand, to just do a little bit more work on yourself, make adjustments where needed. There's an awesome message here about balancing your masculine and feminine energies, Eliana. You're in a very protective mode of yourself. You're protecting yourself at this time, which is very masculine. because generally by default, masculine energies are providers, they're protectors, right? They're hunters or whatever. You, therefore, are being very masculine towards yourself, which means that you don't have enough feminine energy coming through. You have to balance the two together to maybe feel a little bit more stabilized. And then I cut the deck and we have Ruby. It says, bless your heart, reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your hearts. I needed this reading because you just gave me affirmations I use. I'm worthy of love. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm so glad. You are. Thank you so much for your donation, Eliana. Sending you a lot of love, girl. I hope that you can work through this. I know it's not easy, but I have confidence in you. You're welcome. All right, so Jenna. Will Brandon and I continue building a healthy and stable relationship? I feel so in love with him, and I'm not sure if he'd say it to me. Like, I don't want to say it first. One day at a time. You're right about that. But also, while you're going through this healing process, Eliana, I'm getting a message that it's important you check in with Jay, because you've got to understand, like, his perspective. Maybe that's why I got the Page of Wands, because it's like you also have to see where he's coming from. Like, he could be freaking out. Like, imagine if you went a couple of days or however long without hearing from him, and he was like, I just have to think about this. Like, I have to check in with myself and figure myself out. I feel like you'd be a little bit panicky, because you'd be like, oh no, is he second guessing us? So like have a little bit of empathy for his situation in this, and just be like, this has been really good for me. I've had a lot of time to think. I just want to check in real quick and let you know that I miss you and I'm thinking of you, but I still need a little bit of time, or something like that. Just like a little love message to make him not stressed, because for all you know, he's stressing. And I think it's important that you still check in with him, even if it's just one text a day. Spirit, can you please tell me, will Brandon and Jenna continue building a healthy and stable relationship? Yeah, and this is actually a message for both of you that's coming through, is you don't want your doubts to become his doubts, okay? I don't know, that's a message for you guys, for the both of you. You don't want your doubts to become his doubts. You don't want them to seep in or seep over, and then because you're questioning things, and he starts questioning things that he never even was thinking in the first place. Absolutely, Jenna, 100% yes. So many cards here. Okay, so first of all, we have the Four of Wands, which is stability. It's a stabilized connection. It's commitment. And Four of Wands always talks about leveling up in the relationship. So not only does it show commitment, but it shows that you guys are taking the next step. So this is a relationship that's progressing and moving forward. I think that it's very good for you guys. I see a healthy aspect of your relationship, Jenna, is that you guys are able to effectively communicate with each other in way of like a Queen of Cups and King of Cups would be able to. You're able to express how you feel, learn from it, and then move on and make adjustments where necessary. Um, but you do it together, right? So you view the problem as like you two against the problem versus you two against each other. I'm not sure if that's just the type of people that you are, the type of relationship that you have with one another, or if like maybe it's just kind of the early stages of the relationship and therefore you're kind of treading lightly, I guess. But I feel like definitely a good foundation to build on because it means that you guys don't have to keep coming back and cycling back to the same issues over and over. You have this approach where you communicate about it, you talk about each other's feelings, you talk about ways to make yourselves feel better or ways to improve the situation, and then you move on from it and you make those necessary changes. And with that being said, you guys won't really have to experience that particular thing again because you both know how you feel, you spoke up about it at the right time, so on and so forth. But the communication is really great between you guys. I see it continue building, I see it continue progressing. The Eight of Wands talks about continued communication. There's a complete fulfillment here, satisfaction, if you know what I mean. And we also have the Ace of Cups, which talks about continued renewal, emotions and feelings for one another and love for one another. The Two of Wands talks about you guys thinking about future plans. You still are making plans with one another, thinking about one another. Some plans are actually already in the works with you two. I see that he makes you feel confident within yourself, and therefore you're able to pour more love back into him. And the Nine of Wands talks about a lot of times where even though you may be a bit guarded and he may be a bit guarded, you guys still are trying to break down each other's walls, break down each other's layers. Let me get a little bit more clarification on the Nine of Wands. And Jenna, whenever you're ready with your second question, let me know. I am going to pull some charms, of course, but I like to get that second question lined up. Why is the Nine of Wands here, Spirit? Okay, so this talks about I know you guys have the ability to effectively communicate with each other, but to encourage the long-term part of this relationship, you guys have to be a little bit more comfortable with just saying it like it is. I think that maybe, like I said, because of the newness of the relationship, you might feel like you just want to tread lightly. But I do feel like sometimes you just need to say what needs to be said. Of course, do it with tact. Of course, you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. But I think instead of saying like, it really bothered me because blah, 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 but you're like not really getting to the heart of it. You're not really getting to the depth of it. Make sure that you're more willing to be expressive, even if you have to do it in baby steps. Like, don't just say what you're saying to appease the other person. Say what you're saying because you really feel that way. So yeah, I'm getting don't tread lightly. Get a little bit more comfortable with being uncomfortable. So if you really don't like this girl being around him, for example, be like, I don't want you around her. Like, it's not that it makes me feel uneasy. It's not like it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, flat out, I don't like this vibe. Like, so just be, brutally honest if you have to be, obviously in a tactful, polite way. But yeah, so let's get some charms. Jenna, if you're not here right now, or you're not in here in time for the second question, I will answer it tomorrow, but I do have to get off here soon, so I hope that you're in here and I can get that second question from you, because I haven't seen you talking or anything yet. So what I like about these charms, Jenna, is that this t-shirt and which one was it? And this little guy, this little rabbit with the pearl, those were in the last reading when you were talking about Evelyn. And so it makes me happy because it makes me know that like these good feelings, like the wearing the heart on the sleeve and like wanting to just, just have eyes for you and just extend something to you. It's like these right here were in your last reading, which means that when these came up, these also pertain to you. So if I said something nice about these gems, it's like Spirit is basically saying that this was about you as well. So basically, how do I explain this? You were showing up when we were talking about him and your friend. You were still showing up in that reading. You were showing up as energy that overpowers whatever they have going on. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Oh, that's okay, Jenna. Go ahead and post your second question so I can get working on it. You can come back to this later. So, okay, so the whale is coming through again. I feel like he feels very warm and cozy, but also like that whale tail thing is still there. I know that that really doesn't have anything to do with the future, but I think he hopes it makes an appearance again. So maybe that's what that future charm is for. He thinks about you quite a bit. He thinks about these interactions quite a bit. I think that you're always in his plans, always in his future plans. Remember, we had the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. So I feel like you're just always there. You've got his head in the clouds, kind of, he's got a little pep in his step because of you. You make him very happy as well. I feel like he sees you as like the sun on a rainy day, because this almost looks like a sunflower to me in a way, and then we have the umbrella and the cloud. And so it just makes me feel like he wants to cozy on up with you on cloudy, rainy days, but he also feels like, Rihanna, you can stand under my umbrella. Like he feels like you, in a way, nurture him and protect him too, in a very like divine feminine goddess kind of way, but that you also bring sunshine to his life on those rainy days. It feels like he made a wish for you. There is a shooting star there, and he really likes the simplicity of your interactions with each other. Like he truly is very present in the small, simple moments with you. So if you guys are just laying in bed or you're watching a show or eating something really good, it's just like simple pleasures with you is something he really loves and something he indulges in and appreciates with you. And he does feel like your moments are very brief, very fleeting. I feel like he's saying, I don't ever get enough. I wish I could get more of her. So yeah, that's what I've got for you for that one. Hopefully you post your next question here in the next like 10 seconds or so, because I do have to get going. Worst case scenario, I will answer your question tomorrow. All right, Jetta. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off since I haven't gotten your question, but I will answer it tomorrow, I promise. I have you on my list to answer your question tomorrow with your charm. So just know that I owe you one. When I stream tomorrow, just come on in and just say I need that BOGO question with the charms. But I got to sign off. I hope this helped. I hope you're having a good conversation with Brandon. Thank you so much again for the donation. Don't worry, I owe you one. I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. Anyone else that's hanging out in here, you guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you later.